What's going on, guys? This is Travesty here, bringing you another Showdown live in OU. This time I'm going to be using an RMT built by a guy called Trade. I'm a bit busy at the moment, so building my own teams is proving difficult, and so I just go with an RMT with the mon that I wanted to use, which is Hawlucha. This is a very standard set that you see for Hawlucha, even though you don't see it that much, which is sub SD, Citrus Berry Unburden. So we have 12 EVs in HP just to get out to base 300, so your subs are now 75 HP. You then have 244 speed, 252 attack with a jolly nature, just so you can outspeed most of the tier before you get the unburdened boost sub up on them. Get down to your citrus, unburdened sweep is basically how the aim of the game. If you can set up a couple of SDs, that's also nice, because there are quite a few mons which can actually take a high jump kick or a swords dance. It's not high jump kick or acrobatics, not swords dance. It's not the most powerful mon around, but it is still a big threat. We then have, to go with that, a sub Carmine Raikou. I'm not sure how much I like this set. I think I would rather just chuck a choice scarf on this thing and add Volt Switch and maybe Aura Sphere or something like that. I'm not sure how much I like having two sub setup sweepers in the same team, but you know, it's worked so far. I haven't actually lost a game with this team yet. I've had like 3 or 4 games of testing it. It's done pretty well, so I'm not going to change anything just yet, but I don't particularly like having both sub and Carmine, but and sub on this and sub on this, man. I'm all over the place today. Then have Mega Gardevoir. I've used this thing quite a bit. It's the very, very standard spread. Like this is the one that comes up on the calculator. We have Taunt because this team struggles a little bit with stally things. In particular, this Gardevoir doesn't particularly like Chanseys or Blissies, so being able to taunt those, stop them recovering is nice. Other than that, we just have Hyper Voice to just nuke things, Psyshock to hit poison types that want to switch in, and Focus Blast to hit steel types. Scizor is a bit of a problem, and somehow in testing I've run into 4 Mega Scizors with this team, and luckily I've beaten all of them, but still, it's just been ridiculous. We then have another possible late game sweeper, Life Orb, Bisharp, Knockoff, SD, Ironhead, Sucker Punch. Again, I'm not really sure how much I like having all these possible setup mons. I think I'd rather have a little bit more coverage and a little bit less setup, so like try and sweep with Hawlucha. Use Raikou a bit more mid-game, and use Bisharp, maybe a Sash set with low kick in case things get risked, in case things go to shit, basically. The other thing I don't like about this team is it doesn't actually have a defogger, even with the next 2 mons I'm about to show you, but you know, it's not my team, this is what I get for using RMTs. We then have Bulky Bird, Tornadus T. We have Hurricane because it's the strongest stab that it gets, and I don't like missing Hurricanes, but it's just so much power compared to anything else that it gets. We then also have Heat Wave and Iron Tail, because apparently I really like missing things. The reason I have Iron Tail is because Mega Diancie is a huge friggin' problem for this team, and if I run HP Steel, it actually isn't a guaranteed OHKO, particularly even with special attack EVs and stuff, whereas Iron Tail is, just because of that difference in base power, and as you can see, it doesn't get any other good steel coverage. We really want to be able to take out that Mega Diancie, because if it can get in, it can set up, and then it can just destroy our team. Even though we do have a Bisharp, but it can outspeed it, so we can't hit it with Ironhead. U-turn, because U-turn is the best move ever for Tornadus T. It just gets to allow it to switch out, get the regenerator, still hits decently hard, base 100, even with a minus attack nature, because this thing is made to be, kind of the special wall of the team. It doesn't work too well, particularly with things like Raikou, but Then have the Physical Wall and Rock Setter, which is Garchomp. The original set had Toxic over Fire Blast, but I actually really like Fire Blast Garchomp because it allows you to take on Ferrothorn, Scizor, Skarmory, etc. so much better. Obviously you're not too worried about Heatran because you have Earthquake. And I have Stealth Rock and Dragon Tail because this thing is just annoying with getting all that little bits of residual with all these moves. Anyway, that is the team. I'm going to be using an alt account today because I'm not confident with this team. I don't want to risk my low rating and go on huge tilt. So I am just going to look for a battle. Okay, found one against Malcolm Menon. Whatever. And he has a pretty threatening team, actually. This looks like it could be another freaking Mega Scizor. Everyone is using this thing right now, which is really frustrating. Like, it is very good, obviously. He also has Volcarona, which I can't afford to let get set up. I do have this thing which deals with it decently well, but I have to hit a Hurricane, which isn't great. Hopefully, if I don't let it get set up, then I can outspeed with Hawlucha and smack it with Acrobatics, which will OHKO if I can get the Unburden boost. That's nice. What I see him leading with, I see either Hippo or Breloom lead. I don't want to start setting up with Hawlucha this early because there are still too many things that can take hits. So I might. HP Ice might be doing too much to that Hippo, and he can always just EQ. I'm going to lead with Garchomp. See what he goes with. He leads with PZ. This is definitely going for Ice Beam right now. Big issue with this team is huge Ice weakness. We're not going to be living a Specs Ice Beam. There's probably Adaptability. Even with Assault Vest, I doubt we'll live it. I'm just going to go into Tornadus, scout a little bit. There's the Ice Beam. Yeah, that does a lot. We should outspeed unless this thing is Scarf. So I don't want to risk this thing to scout for the Scarf. No, because it's too valuable to take on. It's really, because it outspeeds so many things, it's too valuable. So what I want to switch into to take an Ice Beam. I'm going to be ballsy as fuck. I'm going to Bisharp. As he switches out into Zapdos. This is where I wish I was Lum. Because then I would just set up. This is why I love running my Lumberry Bisharp. This is when I set up an SD. I do expect him to go for Heat Wave. So what I'm going to do is go. I expect he's probably Defog, Roost, Heat Wave, Volt Switch. I'm going to go back into Garchomp. There's the Heat Wave with the Ambient State, because Sucker Punch wouldn't be taking it out. I'm just going to set up Rocks. I doubt he has HP Ice. He does have a potential Defogger in this and Scizor. He's still going for Heat Wave, gets a crit. I assume he's fishing for the burn here. He's probably going to Defog, so I don't want to go into Bisharp to take advantage of that. I think it's too risky. I think... is it though? Because Rocks really hurt his team. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make another ballsy ass switch into Bisharp. There it is. That's what I wanted to see. Now, +2 Sucker Punch should do a lot. I think we can actually live a Heat Wave. Do I want to calc it though? No, I just want damage on this thing, then I can revenge it. Bisharp's not putting in too much work, so I'm just going to go for damage. Oh, and I OHKO. That's nice. Well, we now have a +2 Life Orb Bisharp here, ladies and gentlemen. This man is about to get completely and utterly destroyed. Breloom is definitely sashed. I don't have anything to get to like put to sleep. So I think this is Jolly as well. I think I'll just go for Iron Head. What else do I want to put to sleep? This thing was my most expendable Mon. I think I'm just going to let this be Sleep Fodder and go for Iron Head. Ah, and he outspeeds. See, I couldn't Sucker Punch. See, that was a speed tie. It was unfortunate that I lost. Now he's definitely going to Muck Punch, so I'm going to go into my Garchomp. Bullet Seed. Well, that was a prediction. And then get Rocks up again. He take me out with this Bullet Seed, but that'll be fine. Yeah, it does take me out with a crit. That's fine, because you only hit 2 times the first time, so whatever. Now I kind of want to go into... I still can't do enough to things like Hippo, but I can basically sweep the rest of his team with Hawlucha at this point. So what I kind of want to do is go into Hawlucha, set up a sub, and then start setting up SDs, because I don't think... I go into this and break it Sash, but then what do I bring in to take a Rock Tomb? Not much. Will a Rock Tomb break my sub? Yeah, it will. Which is not that. Oh, this is annoying. So you got Spore, Bullet Seed, probably Rock Tomb, Muck Punch is what I would be running. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the bird, just going to U-turn, break it Sash, expect Rock Tomb and go into Bisharp. There it is. and then hope that we wake up. We don't mark punches, that's fine. It's annoying. He actually won 2 speed ties there, not that matters. But now that we've broken his sub, I think what I'm going to... Oh, he's broken his sash, sorry, not broken his sub. I'm going to go into Hawlucha, I'm going to set up a sub here. He may switch out and probably just go for... Yeah, he goes for Spore, which is perfect, because now I can set up SDs in his face. That doesn't even... Oh god. Oh god. Lol. I kind of want to get the Unburden boost just so Acrobatics is stronger as well. That's the other thing with 300 HP. You make it an even number. Because don't kill me. Don't get like 5 crits and kill me, please. Jesus, that was close. That punch wasn't breaking a sub, so it still won't kill. We now outspeed his entire team. God, that was close. Scizor. This thing can just bullet punch me though. He got 5 hits, that's really, really annoying. I won't be able to sub and get Unburdened again. Fuck it. Ah. What I can do now, bring in Tornadus, which is thankfully healing itself back up. Go for a heat wave. If I can get rid of this thing, that's great. He goes into a Powder, that's fine. It's not Sandstream. It's interesting. I see him setting up rocks here. I'm gonna risk the Hurricane Miss. We do connect. It's still not doing very much. He goes to Stone Edge. That doesn't kill. So if we connect another one, we kill. But this thing is too valuable. 70% though. But what do I switch in on a Stone Edge? We do connect. At least a little bit of hacks goes our way. I will switch out if he brings in Scizor because I can't take a bullet punch at that range. I will probably just go into Raikou and just sack it. Yeah, he brings in Scizor. Actually, Raikou is probably more useful than Gardevoir at this point, so I'm going to flat out sack Gardevoir. If he sets up an SD, that could be a problem. Then he's ballsy as hell. He goes for knockoff, which is interesting. I assume he was expecting Raikou. He's just going to go for Bullet Punch here. So I think I'm going to just Focus Blast for damage, in case he doesn't. Yeah, there's the Bullet Punch, does take me out. Now I can bring this thing back in. I can take a Bullet Punch. I will Heat Wave, because I should be able to clean up his team with this thing. Going the Volcarona, this isn't taking 2 Heat Waves. Oh, it is. It's bulky. I have to rely on hitting a Hurricane again. Damn it, we're begging for that. There's a Fiery Dance. We still just have to hit a Hurricane. There we go, we connect the Hurricane, take out Volcarona. Brings in PZ. Is this thing Scarf? No. But it's probably Specs Adaptability. I'm going to go into Raikou. Tri-Attack does a lot, but we should outspeed. It's going to go for damage, honestly. Let's bring it down nice and low. And I am at the point where I can take a Bullet Punch, so I should be able to win this game. U-turn will take it out, and I really don't want to miss. So we'll just take that thing out, and then hopefully, unless he gets a crit, yeah, we do take it. And take him out, so GG. That was a pretty solid game. You can see this team, it doesn't really have switch-ins. It's pretty hyper-offensive, like the 2 walls are Tornadus and Garchomp, and they're pretty offensive. We almost got a Hawlucha sweep. I possibly got greedy going for 2 SDs, but I mean, I was still behind a sub at that point, I think. You know, we'll go right back. I want to check this. Yeah, so I was behind a sub. Yeah, I still had my sub when I went for the first SD, so what I could have done is subbed again to get the Citrus, and then acrobatics him into oblivion and then destroyed the rest of his team. That probably would have been the better play, but in any case it worked out. Tornadus has pretty much been winning me most of these games. Right. We'll be right back. I'm just going to check the timer. Alright, looks like that's probably going to be long enough for one episode. Hello? Yeah, looks like it's going to be long enough for one episode. So, I will leave that there. I think I'm going to get another battle with this team, so that upload will go up in a couple of days' time. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will catch you in my next upload.